Sup family, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite couple and parents, Kay and Dex, and in today's video is my birth and labor story time. Your cutest mom. Yes, so let's just get right into the video. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you like, comment and share. Yeah, so going into the video, today's date is I think 21st or 22nd October. I don't really know the date, and it's been a month, 2 weeks and I think 4 days that I gave birth, and I've not had the time to shoot this video, but today I'm shooting this video because of the love I have for you people. So during my 36th week of pregnancy, I decided to do a lot of walking, a lot of working, so that during labor it will be easier for me. So during my 36th week, I was pounding fufu for my grandmother. I would walk a long distance. Sometimes I can walk like kilometers, like I can really walk because I wanted the baby to really descend. So during the 36th week, we went to the hospital, and when they checked, they called something cephalic or something. I don't really know. It means that the baby's head is down. So we checked and the baby's head was down. That was a good sign. So I decided to continue with what I was doing because the working and walking was working for me. On the 37th week, I realized that I was contracting more than I was contracting in the 36th week. Sometimes when we even hit in a portal when going home, like I can feel that my baby is actually in pain, like my baby wants to come. So on 39th week, I've been praying to God that I want to give birth on my 39th week. I don't want to get to the 40 weeks, and I don't want to give birth before 39th week. So during the 39th week, Saturday, exactly the day that I was 39 weeks, I went to buy salad somewhere, and my husband left me in the car. When I was in the car, I realized that I was contracting severely than I would usually do. So I got out of the car. I'd forgotten that we had not even turned the thing off. I just got out of the car and I was just walking around. So I told my husband about the pain. We were supposed to go to the hospital on Saturday, not for myself but for him. So we went to the hospital, got home around 11:50 something. So at exactly 12:30, 12:40, I realized that my water had broken. We just rushed to the hospital, and when we got there, they checked everything. They were like 1 centimeter. I said fine, because I wasn't really going through any pain or anything. So I just said okay. I kept my bag there. Instead of going to sleep, we decided to go for a walk. The nurses were furious. They were like, come and sleep, it's cold out there. I said no, I don't want to sleep, I just want to walk. I had a call to do, so I wanted to do it outside. You know, people are in pain and you come and sit there and make calls. No. So I wanted to go out. I just stepped out with my husband, went to do the calls. We were like doing video calls with those outside the country, like we're having fun. It wasn't really any intense pain, so I could do all of that. So after that, he was supposed to, at 3 o'clock, 3 a.m, they told me to come inside and sleep because I needed rest, because what was going to happen was going to be intense for me, so I needed to come and rest. So he went to sit in the car to sleep, and I came to the hospital to sleep. In the morning, he came with my family. I was so excited. I was walking around. People were like, oh, please go home, your child is not giving birth now. Like, I wasn't feeling pain, so I was okay, doing everything normal. My sisters would call me and I'll be like, hello sweetheart. Are you not in pain? No, I'm not in pain, and all of that. So at exactly 5 p.m, they decided to go back home. My husband was going to drop them and come back. When they left, I told them, as soon as you leave, I'm going to feel pain. They thought I was kidding. When they left, I started feeling labor pain, like small. I told you in my video, my previous video, that I read a book that says that you can have a childbirth that is not painful. So that was what I was praying for. But it got to a time I got carried away. People kept telling me that, birth is painful, is this, is that. So I started like subscribing to what they were saying and all of that. I realized that I started feeling pain when it got to that time when they left me. So they will come and check, when you're in labor, this person will come and put their hands there, check and be like, oh, you're not dilated enough, and go. 5 something, they came to check again. So it means that, like, from the time I got to the doctor, 1 centimeter, I wasn't in active labor, so they won't really count that one. They came to check again. They were like 2 centimeters. So now they started putting the time together. When they checked again, that was around 7 something. They were like, oh, 3. Then I called my husband. He was already in, but he wasn't in the room with me. So I called my husband that, oh, they said 3 centimeters, so let's just keep praying. We kept praying and all of that. Then I realized that labor was becoming faster for me. I just remembered what I read about and what I've been praying for all this while, that I need to have a painless birth. But because I was carried away and started subscribing to what people were saying that labor is painful, I realized that the pain was becoming intense. But I went back to myself and I prayed to God that I won't go through so much pain, even though I'm beginning to feel the pain. So they came to check again at 4 centimeters. The nurse was like, let me help you do something. When they tell you, let me help you, let me do something to help you, it is haram. She came to check and it was painful. I was just screaming. I was just holding her and, Mommy, you're hurting me. I just had to leave her so that she can do her work. And she called someone, can you bring me the thing? Because I was in pain, I wasn't looking out for what they were bringing. She brought a needle, like the one they used to inject you in the hospital. She placed it inside. And they called that rupturing membrane or something. So they said they were going to rupture some membranes for me. Truth be told, when she did that, the pain I was going through, it was so intense, like it was severe. I didn't know what to do. I was just screaming. But when she did that, it made labor faster for me. But before that, there was a friend I had in the hospital. She was also a first-time mom, and she was just right by me. She told me that someone told them, when you're in pain, don't scream or don't shout, like don't be crying and making noise, just do. So I said, okay. So when we go through pain, we just do. But when the pain became severe, I couldn't do the. I started. I realized that, Charlie, the thing is becoming serious. That was when I got to the 4 centimeters. When you get to 4 centimeters, it means that you're in active labor. So after the 4 centimeters, they mentioned my name, and I just went into the room, the labor room, and kasa where you're going to give birth. When I got in there, I thought when I enter now, they'll just tell me, come and push and you go out. No, I'm now going to wait for the 6 centimeters because you're supposed to dilate 10 centimeters to be able to give birth. Then I was there. I was just praying, going through pain. I just couldn't do anything. They put this thing, I don't know what they call it, whether catheter, I don't know. They put something in your vein to allow some things inside. I don't know if you see when people go to the hospital, you see something on their hand, like they'll do injections. If you even need blood, they'll put it through it, and they put it really in your vein. So they did that for me, and my hands started swelling up. So I told them, and they said that it has tissued. I mean, I don't even understand. It means that the thing they put in my vein has now become part of my body, so they have to take it out. So when they took it out, there was nothing there again. Then when I went into active labor, they were supposed to put water drip on me. They realized I didn't have that thing, so they had to do it again. When they're doing that one too, it's also painful. So they did that for me. I was just walking in the room, waiting for me to dilate fully and all of that. The pain, it was so intense. So I was just walking up and down. It got to a time I couldn't even walk up and down again because I realized that the pain was too severe for me. And they were like, if you don't walk, your labor will delay. But if you walk, it makes it easier for you, it makes it faster for you to be able to leave the place on time. So I decided to force myself. I'll just be going up and down. You know, when you're making connections and make good connections, there's this friend of mine, she's my church. When she heard that I was going to give birth, she was not supposed to be at work. She came to support me. She was in the labor room with me, helping me out. And my husband and my family were outside the labor room praying. All I could say was, babe. I wasn't screaming, like I was so gentle. I wasn't misbehaving like that. Some people were just screaming, rolling on, even though it's painful, but I didn't want to misbehave. So I was just there and I would just shout, babe. They could hear me. Initially wanted him to be in the room when I'm giving birth, but the way the thing was going there, the pain was intense. I'd even forgotten. So I was just screaming his name and he was behind so he could hear me, and we're just going through the pain together even though he wasn't there with me. So we kept going. Then they came to check. In fact, people wouldn't want them to check because it's painful. I was the one requesting that they check because I felt that if they check consistently, they will know how fast you're dilating, and if you're supposed to give birth now, they will know. So I just kept calling them. They were like, hey, you people are running away from us checking. You always keep calling us that we should come and check. We're not supposed to check every time. We're supposed to check after every 4 hours because if we keep putting our hands in there, you can get infection. I was like, no, please come and check. So she came to check. She was like, hey, wow, right now 6. I had not been to the place for like more than 40 minutes and dilated 2 centimeters again. So she was like, oh, that's so fast, that's a good sign. The pain was so severe, I couldn't even sit. I'm supposed to lie on my side on the bed. The contractions were so severe that I couldn't sleep on the bed, neither could I stand. I couldn't pee, so they had to put a, what do you call it? Is it cannula? Me, I'm even confused about the names. They had to put something in there to be taking the urine out of me because I couldn't pee. The pain was so severe for me that I couldn't pee, so they had to put that thing inside me and then draw the urine out of me. So that was what they did. When they checked, they were like, oh, 6 centimeters is a good thing. So when we check for you, you give birth around 4 p.m. I was like, Jesus, it's not even 11 o'clock and you're saying I'll give birth around 4, meaning that I'm going to go through pain for like 6 hours again. No, God, I can't go through this. I started praying. Even though I was in pain, I was praying and all of that. Then I told the lady I was talking about, who is in my church, she was with me, so I told her that she should be checking for me. Now, you know, when I was pregnant, I was eating a lot of ripe plantain, and when I'm going to bed, I have to take drink before I go to bed. My grandmother was advising me that when I do that, there's something called enchimpine. I don't know if you understand. Like, if it's not time for you to even push, you be pushing because like you feel you have the urge to push. When she says that I shouldn't eat, I don't mind it. I'm like, oh, African believe. Let me just eat. So I kept eating. When I went to the hospital, when I was 6 centimeters dilated, come and see me. I kept pushing. And they said that when you keep pushing when your time is not up, your cervix will swell up. When it's time for your baby to come, it won't be possible. Maybe you'll have to go and do CS. Or your cervix can even, like, you can even lose your baby if you do that. But I couldn't stop. It's not my fault too. Like, I was having the urge to do it. The nurses started beating me. They were like, no, don't do it. I can't. It's not me. Sometimes I'm trying my best not to do it, but I can't. I just have to push. So I kept pushing. They came to me like, your cervix is getting swollen, so please stop. I said, please, it's not my fault. I can't. And as you are going through all of that, Charlie, it's not like you are contracting 1 minute, then you need to wait at 10 minutes. No, the contraction was back to back. So I'll just contract. When you contract and you're done, they're supposed to check some things for you: heartbeat of baby, your BP, your everything. They have to check after you die and you contract. The thing is back to back. So when you contract and it just goes down, because the baby is now relaxing, you still feel the contraction pains. But the nurses know that time is not the contraction you're going through, it's just the pain you're going. So they want to check you, and the thing is painful, so you can't even allow them to check. Oh, so they checked, and they're like, oh, still baby's heartbeat is fine. Now I got to 7 centimeters. The pain was so intense, so they came to check again, like, your BP is rising. They gave me BP medication. First one they didn't, so they had to change it. They gave me another one. Now they had to put water on me, two of that on me. So they did it, and then they checked baby's heartbeat, and like, oh, you're still on it. Then they checked again. We're like, hey, right now from 7 you've moved to 8. Now I told them that I can feel something coming out of me. And you know when it happens that way, when contraction happens, your baby puts pressure on your rectum, so you can even shank out of it. And I told them that I have the air to like shank. They're like, no, it's not time for you to shank because you give it around 4 p.m. Then I told my nurse friend that I'm going to sit on the bed and raise my leg a little. Please check and see. You realize that the baby's head is coming. As soon as I did that, she started screaming, baby's head is coming, baby's head is coming. You know, sometimes the mistakes of the nurses and the midwives, you have to be checking the person consistently, because we all have different bodies. You get it? You can't assume that because I'm a first timer, you know, they say that first timers will always go through labor for like 18 to 24 hours. You bab. So if it happens that way, they feel that you still have time, so they don't really want to check you. When it happens that way, you put the person's life at risk, because you see, when I told them that to check, they were like, oh, 4 p.m. When I told my friend to check, now my baby's head was coming out. Now you can't cut a little. I have to force and let the baby's head come out. When it happens that way, you have tear. Some tear can even go close to your anus. You get it? So if you do that, you're putting the person's life at a risk. Just check the person. When the person complains, just check. So when they came to check, the baby's head was coming out. They were like, hold on, you've been pushing us. So right now that we need you to push, make sure you don't push here. Like, make sure you push down there so that the baby can come out. And I told them that me already, I even have the urge to push. You don't need to talk. So they were like, when you contract, that is when you push, because when you contract, that's when it pushes the baby down. Like, okay. When I contracted, I don't even know how mine happened. When I'm not contracting, I don't have the urge to push. Funny enough, throughout the 6 centimeters dilation and all of that, when I don't have the contractions, I don't have the edge. But when I'm contracting, I have the edge, which I knew that part was going to be easier for me. It took me less than 6 minutes to push my baby out. And it took me less than 4 pushes. Seriously. It took me less than 4 pushes. The first push, the baby's head was just there. They were like, we can see the baby's head. So I rested for the next contraction, then I pushed again. And the baby's head came out. The next push was for the shoulders to come out. And then the last one. So I pushed like 4 times in less than 6 minutes. And I had my baby. When I saw my baby come and see me, I forgotten about the pain. I was like, oh, my baby. I'm a baby having a baby. I was so happy then after that. Some people have to wait for 30 minutes to give birth to the placenta. As soon as they took my baby out, the placenta followed. Took the placenta out. They did the cleaning and everything. They took my baby to clean him up, do everything they need to do, put the medicine on his eye and everything, and then they brought my baby back to me. When they brought the baby back, they were like, you're not going now. I was like, what's up? What's happening? You had a tear? Really? I told them, please, can you let me go home with my tear? The woman was like, nah, we can't let you go. We have to fix it. I was like, okay, you can fix it for me. So they had to do this suture or something, that's what they call it, and it was terrible. The pain, they had to inject it 6 times. The first did 3 and I was still feeling the pain. I was screaming. It was even painful more than the pushes and all of that. So they gave me another 3 injections and it became 6. I was still feeling the pain, and they was like, we've already injected every part of it, so we don't know where to inject again. Can you please control yourself so that we can do it for you? I said okay. So the stitching took like 40 minutes. They did everything for me. And then they put me in a wheelchair, put my baby on me. When they put the baby on me, I'd forgotten the pain I'd gone through. Honestly, when I saw my baby, there was so much love in my heart for him. Like, even now, whenever I think about the labor thing and everything, Charlie, God is marvelous. I have so much love for my baby. So we took me to my room and I was there with my family. The first thing I wanted to eat was fufu, so they got me fufu. I ate, and later in the evening they had to go back home, so they left and I was with my baby alone. Me too, one thing I don't know how to do is how to carry fresh babies. I didn't know how to carry my baby and the pain was so intense. I didn't know how to it was just amazing. But through it all, God was faithful to me. I was able to learn on the job, as they would say. I learned on the job, and that's it. So I was in labor for 10 hours 30 minutes, and first time I would usually go in for be in labor for like 18 to 24 hours, but God was good to me. It was 10 hours 30 minutes and my baby came out. Before I went into labor, I was praying to God that I won't have a cesarean section. It's not that it's bad or anything, but I wanted to have a natural birth, like to experience contractions, experience the pushes and all of that. I wanted to experience everything, so I just prayed to God that He let me go through natural birth, a painless one. This one, let me just say this. I'm sure if I had not put my mind to a painless birth, the pain would have been more intense, because every little thing, like every pain, I can't even endure pain. So my siblings were surprised that like I was able to do it on my own, and like when they call me, I'm talking normal, all of that. It's all because of God, and we give glory to Him. So I was in labor for 10 hours 30 minutes. So exactly before noon, my crown prince came out, my El Chemano, he came out. And that's basically it's my labor and birth. I wanted to vlog the way my water was coming in. The water was coming tap, like they've opened tap. I thought when they say water is you break your water, it would just come like drop, and that's it. The thing, it kept coming, like it was so serious, it was so intense. Even when we sat in the car, I had to sit on something. And when we got to the hospital, my husband was parking the car and I realized that the thing was just coming. It was too bad, the water there, because when I was pregnant, I could take like 6 bottles of water at night. So you can imagine I had a lot of water in me. So that was it. We got to the hospital and went through everything. 10 hours, 30 minutes of labor, and God was good to us. We have our El Chemano around, and we bless God for that. So that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you've also gone through labor, or you've heard something about labor and you want to ask, please put it in the comment section. We'll come at you, answer it, discuss, and still have fun. Don't forget to share our videos. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And oh, we love you so much. I'm sure you're wondering why my husband is not here. He's at work, and I wanted to do this because it's been overdue, like 1 month, 2 weeks, 4 days, and I'm still not sure this video. I've even forgotten some of the details, so I wanted to shoot it whether he's around or not. Please, we love you so much, but Jesus loves you more. Keep supporting this amazing family. So until the next time, until next time, bye. Mwah.